Doug Fanning has been one of the top servants around this church for decades, but not just around this church. What I love about Doug is the way that he has taken Ballston, the community that he lives in, and he's made that his parish. Like Wesley said, the world was his parish. Doug, whether it's the cemetery or whether it's the community dinner, whether it's a community garden, whether it's the widow lady who he took care of her orchard, Doug cares about the people in his community, and he gives his life away to make a difference for people out there in the Ballston area and around Yamhill County. But in addition to that, a servant here at the Church on the Hill. And it ranges from being a board member, a part of the stewardship team, and a key leader, to a children's worker who is down there for years in the children's department, or making coffee every single Saturday night when we had a Saturday night service around here.
Sorrow and love flow.
You know, Doug is one of those guys. I mean, he's a farmer. He's an outdoorsman. He's a hunter. He's one of those really tough men. But you know what? He is gentle and kind and very encouraging and helpful. He's one of those guys that, as a pastor, you just love to have this guy in your church because he's always an encouragement to everybody he sees, willing to help out at just a moment's notice. I'll tell you what, Doug Fanning's a great guy.
Doug Fanning really is a great servant of God. And Doug, thanks. Thanks for making the kingdom and the Church on the Hill and Ballston and every place in between better for having lived there.
Diane Massey is one of those people that when you start listing off all of the things that she's involved with as a volunteer or that she's ever been involved with as a volunteer, you just know you're going to leave something out, and I'm pretty sure that's the case. But
Diane is so full of energy, and she's just ready to just jump in and serve whenever you ask her. And she started, before we even started Operation Backpack, helping with the school supplies and organizing them. And then when we started Operation Backpack, she just got involved and has just been instrumental in helping us serve and get kids backpacks. And
you know, she's in the past years has served as a young life counselor. She's been involved with reading programs. She's recently been helping with Operation Backpack and with the See You Later Foundation's golf tournaments and the football camps and so many other things. And she's also, I think, as I've heard, been a Sunday school teacher for decades now, her husband said. Diane has become the go-to gal in Scotty's Playhouse. Not only does she serve at least 2 open play sessions each week, as she often fills in for other play session times. She makes sure that volunteers are not only trained but loved and cared for as well. And you know, in the foot washing fashion of Jesus, Diane washes over 1,000 pairs of socks every month just to make sure that the kids in Scotty's Playhouse have clean socks to wear. And Diane, I want to thank you for the energy that you give to the kids at Church on the Hill and the kids in Yamhill County. And I just want to say personally, thank you so much for being a great servant of God.
About Rick Mitten is that he is an amazing, quiet servant. You know, the kind of person that is found behind the scenes but makes a great impact. Words that I think about Rick are steady, courageous, and not afraid to move past challenges of life.
I will wait for you to move.
He is so compassionate, and I appreciate the way that he treats people. He treats them with dignity and self-respect. And whenever I go down to the food pantry, he's always laughing and smiling with the people and just putting them at ease. And I love that about Rick.
Another thing about Rick that I so appreciate is the fact that he is willing to always learn. It can be found on Tuesdays and Fridays down at our food pantry. And one of the things that he discovered is sometimes there is a language barrier, so he's learning Spanish. I think that is one of the most terrific attributes about Rick, is that he's always willing to do something more. When they first came to McMinnville, he found a need in 2001 and began serving soup at St. Barnabas. And I can't even imagine anything better to do with our time than to serve those that have a need.
Is the Lord.
One of the things that they will be doing this year is starting a small group for families that have the challenge of disabilities. Rick, we just want to thank you here at Church on the Hill for being who you are. That you've made the choice to push through really difficult circumstances and made the choice to serve God. You've made the choice to serve here and in our community. And we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for who you are and what you do. Thank you, Rick.
You are salvation. Your gates are praise. All the way my Savior leads me. Who have I to ask beside?
Doug White, goodness, let me tell you, that guy, consistent here week after week, and I can't tell you how many times when we were putting a band together, someone dropped out. Doug, can you play bass? Doug, can you play acoustic? Doug, can you play electric? Man, I mean, honestly, what a great guy to have around. Just committed, and man, just helped us out so much, and continues to, I should add.
Gives me grace for every trial. Feeds me
Oh, Doug, he's ever since I've been here, since I've started leading about a year ago, Doug has always been there for it. Either he plays bass or plays guitar, or he helps me in what I need to do to make things more cohesive. And he's always there, and he takes it to a higher level because of how important it is to him. I can see it, and it helps us a lot.
Your goodness and mercy will follow.
As these other guys have said, Doug has always been there to help us, to fill in, to serve in any way that you can imagine. But Doug is more than that. Doug has also been involved in many other ministries. When he came to this church for the very first time, he got involved right away, working with Pastor Jerry on a welcome to visitors, and he's just always found ways, whether it's missions or serving in any capacity. Doug has been there. Doug is truly a great servant of God. Thanks, Doug. We really appreciate it.
My spirit close.